They threw Coca-Cola on a black woman at work. Her billionaire husband showed up and fired everyone. The brown fizz trickled through Nina Thompson's curls, soaking into the soft navy of her blouse as Jessica Whitmore's vicious laughter rang. Out across the Apex marketing floor in Manhattan. "Oops," Jessica sneered, dropping the empty can on Nina's desk. "Thought you could use something to freshen up those basic ideas." Laughter erupted behind her. "Look, everybody!" Brad Mitchell, the arrogant account coordinator, shouted, filming with his iPhone 15. "The diversity hire's getting her Coca-Cola shower." Next to him, Samantha Chun, HR assistant and gossip queen, cackled while typing furiously. "When you hire for quotas, not talent. #reality check," she muttered. Nina stood frozen, sticky soda dripping from her hair onto the investor reports she'd spent weeks preparing. At 29, she was the only black analyst among rows of privileged faces that had treated her like an intruder since her first day, 6 months ago. "You know what your problem is, Nina?" Jessica sauntered forward, her Chanel perfume mixing with the syrupy scent of soda. "You don't know your place. You think a little public college degree means you belong at our table." The glass-walled conference room had turned into a public spectacle. Some employees watched, uncomfortable. Most didn't even flinch. It was the Friday before Labor Day. Half the office had left early, a perfect time for a cruel ambush. But Nina didn't cry. Her brown eyes gleamed, not with sorrow, but steel. She picked up her phone, calling your Uber driver? Brad snorted. "Or your boyfriend in the Bronx? Took the subway in today, huh?" Samantha shrieked with laughter. "Oh my God, stop. But seriously, Nina, keeping up the executive look must be tough on that assistant paycheck, right?" None of them realized that Nina Thompson wasn't some desperate intern clawing for approval. Her resume only scratched the surface. Her life was layered with secrets and power. "Go ahead," Nina said quietly, tapping a single message into her phone. "You've just made the best decision of your careers." Jessica frowned. "What are you talking about? Did the sugar mess with your brain?" Nina glanced at the understated Patek Philippe watch hugging her wrist, a watch nobody had ever noticed. "In 15 minutes, you'll understand." Brad lowered his phone. "Confused? 15 minutes? What, is she having a breakdown?" Samantha tilted her head. She sensed something was off. Nina wasn't afraid. She wasn't even angry. She was composed, like someone who had already won. Then, the private elevator, the one reserved for board members, lit up on the 42nd floor. Ding. 3 security guards stepped out, and behind them, a tall man in a sharp Tom Ford suit, calm and commanding. "Nina," he said, his deep voice cut through the tension like thunder. "Are you okay?" It was Alexander Sterling, and the office went silent. If stares could kill, Jessica, Brad, and Samantha would be long gone. And if you're feeling the heat of justice already, don't forget to subscribe to Aura Tales, where stories of courage, power, and truth flip the script on injustice, where Alexander stormed across the floor, eyes narrowing when he saw Nina's soaked clothes. Her blouse was still wet, her curls matted with soda. "Security," he said, icy calm in his voice. "Escort these 3 out, now." Jessica's voice cracked. "Excuse me? Who do you think you are? This is our office. Nina is our staff." Alexander turned to her, protectively standing beside Nina. "No, this is my office." He looked around. Sterling Enterprises owns the majority stake in Apex Marketing. Brad's iPhone slipped from his fingers, clattering to the marble floor. Samantha's thumbs flew across her screen. A LinkedIn search. Her breath caught. Alexander Sterling, CEO, net worth $7.8 billion. "That's what happens when you judge someone by their skin," Nina said softly, dabbing her blouse with a napkin. "You never stop to ask who I really am." The story started 4 years ago, at an MIT Tech Summit. She was a scholarship student. He was the keynote speaker. What began as a debate on machine learning turned into a relationship that defied every social mold. Jessica gasped. "But why are you working here?" Nina smiled. "For the first time since the incident. Because I wanted to earn my place. Not marry into it. I wanted to prove my worth, without the sterling name." For 6 months, she'd recorded it all. Every slur, every stolen idea, every cruel smirk, emails, audio files, security footage, all stored in the cloud, waiting. "You thought silence meant weakness," she said, eyes blazing. "But it meant I was preparing." Just then, a man in a gray suit stepped out of the elevator. Marcus Chun, Sterling Enterprises' top attorney, and Nina's best man. "In these folders," he said, handing them to Jessica, Brad, and Samantha, "you'll find documented evidence of racial discrimination, harassment, and creation of a hostile workplace," Brad snapped. "This is insane. It was just jokes. She never said anything." Alexander held up Brad's phone, still recording. "You mean jokes like dumping coke on her? Or mocking her as a Bronx girl taking the subway?" Samantha broke down. "I have kids. Bills. Please." Nina's voice was steady. "My parents work double shifts so I could study. My mom's a nurse. My dad drives a city bus. And you thought that made me less." What they also didn't know was that Nina had secretly designed a new data analytics system. It was hers, patent pending, set to raise Apex's efficiency by 47%. Worth millions. "You have 30 minutes, Alexander said. "Clean your desks, retaliate, and legal action follows." Jessica looked around, desperate. "Are you all really letting this happen? You know how she is." Silence. Tom Williams, from IT, stepped forward. "Actually, many of us admire Nina. You're the reason this place turned toxic." As security moved in, Nina calmly packed her things. Laptop, reports, hard drive. She paused beside Jessica. "You know what's funny?" she whispered. "I was going to resign today, but you just gave me the best gift of all." Her Patek. Philippe watch ticked. 3:47 p.m. In 13 minutes, a press release would go live. Justice, strength, power in silence. If this story stirred something in you, subscribe now to Aura Tales, where every voice matters and every tale brings truth to light.